All right, welcome home, Bitcoin truth seekers. It is Sunday, and I think it's Mother's Day as well. So let's check out what's going on. As always, BitcoinDailyView.com got more for you there. Anything that I mention, any indicators I use, etc., whatever, you'll probably find them at BitcoinDailyView.com. So all the links in general are there to things. So with that said, let's rock. All right, looking at Bitcoin trading volume. Right now, we're at 3.3 billion last 24 hours, down 63%. That is really low volume compared to what we've had recently. So I'm thinking we're going to see some whale action if we're not already seeing whale action in effect. So let's keep on rocking here. Looking at Bitcoin on the hourly, checking out buys and sells with leverage. In general, I've been seeing this slight on the hourly, this slight uptrend here. So we had this dump. Then we had this slight uptrend, and it's interesting. And I've been watching some big $1 million and $2 million buys come in really slowly, as if they're trying not to affect the price action too much. Are we actually heading up for it, heading into like with this extremely low volume over the weekend, kind of a Lambo week for Bitcoin coming up? It would be the right. It would all kind of add up. So we're going to keep looking at things, and I'll make my case as we go along. So Bitcoin longs versus shorts on Binance, where the big money is in volume, 66% long, 33% short. Whenever it's 66 and 33, I always feel like there's some weird cosmic energy going on, because that's just a weird number. So something always feels very manipulated, very matrixy when we're 3, 6, and 9 together. Well, 3, 6, and 9 would be cool, but 3 and just 6, interesting. Anyway, but as far as Ethereum goes, 80% long, 19%. I mean, 80% long, say 20% short. Wow, definitely a long bias for Ethereum. Let's check that out before we're out of here. I usually don't look at Ethereum, but let's check it out. Looking at the big exchanges, the top 20, all in the red. Trading volume for spot, all the spot trading pairs. The trading volume is trending down for the weekend. This site here, which now never loads anymore, but we do see the price action for Bitcoin. We're above 60,000. We're at 60,100 and 300. No, 61,325. Looking at the top 100 alts, Core, whatever that is, Core is up like 11%. Alts in general have gotten beaten on recently, but are we at a nice reset point for the coming week? I'm starting to wonder if we are. Arweave, which is just AR, which is a cool. I like it just because it's AR. AR is up 8%, and Core is up 11%. So definitely the tickers with very simple tickers are up, huh? Pepe up 2%. I love Pepe. Pepe has made me life-changing wealth, to be honest with you. So say what you want about meme coins, I don't care. I speak the language of the profit and profits. Anyway, of profit and profits. Anyway, so looking at Bitcoin on the 4-hour chart, you can see overall we're on this we have this downwards channel going, and if we look at the 4-hour chart here, you can see that your squeeze indicators beginning to turn positive. Directional index might be starting to see some positive energy. ADX could pop up any moment. Well, we are below the 200 moving average, and overall we're just kind of trending down. So what are we going to see? Are we going to roll into the week with a super low volume and just see kind of some action? I don't know. I mean, right now we're in my opinion, on the 4-hour chart, a bit of a downwards channel, but let's look at a hourly channel, an hourly chart. And something that we're seeing here on an hourly chart, I think, is we're beginning to see this this sort of light dude. Also, dig this. I mean, here we go. On the hourly chart, you can see it, of course, a beautiful BART pattern. Waste the longs. Well, actually, waste the shorts, waste the longs. That's what the whales do. That's how they wreck you. So a BART pattern, we see that. But then what do we see right here? I think we're beginning to see on the hourly chart a nice little upwards channel that maybe people aren't really noticing. We're beginning to, on the hourly chart, challenge that 314 moving average. We wicked above it. And of course, the 200 is above that. The 200 above the 314 is a bit bullish. You don't want to get caught, kind of trading between the 200 and the 314. It's a bit of a weak spot. But could we actually see a nice bam and then come down, bounce that 200 moving average and keep moving as we come into the new week? just possible. So I do wonder, low volume. I've been watching the order books. I'm seeing the big buys come in slowly, gradually, trying not to affect the price. I don't know. Maybe we'll see a nice move into the new week. I think it's definitely possible. Let's look at a simple chart here, just the MACD in the 200 and the 314. Daily chart, as you can see, once again, you can definitely see on the daily chart, you can see a bit of a, overtime downwards channel. You got your, you've got your, let's start here. You got your lower low, kind of a lower low, definitely a lower low. You've got your kind of sideways action here. Hard to kind of call that one up here, but definitely a higher low. I'm sorry, a lower low, a lower high, a higher low, and then another higher low. So in general, I mean, we're just traveling, downwards trajectory here. And I know I have before definitely talked about this. Looking at a 4-hour chart here, I think you definitely can easily make the case also. And if we pull this in here, I think that you're looking at, I call this a whale range. I do think you're looking at something like this, where the big money is just kind of, even though this is up a little bit upwards, it doesn't matter. I'm just making the point here that, here we go. That, the big money that knows what's going on, that's kind of manipulating the order books, they're basically, shorting these highs. They know when it's going to happen, and they're buying these. They're longing down here, maybe longing down here, definitely longing down here, longing down here. We recently had this kind of a BART pattern here, BART pattern here. They're wiping out the longs and the shorts, wiping out the retail investors, buyers here. Looking at a 4-hour MACD. 4-hour MACD just turned powerfully positive, in the right spot for that to happen. Looking at a daily MACD, we are still somewhat uncertain, but we're in the right spot if that tangent of the MACD turns positive. 2-hour chart always tends to kind of tell me what the daily chart is trending towards. I know it's crazy, but it just tends to happen. And look at that 2-hour chart, powerful, nice, beautiful, positive move. Like I say, Bitcoin's hard to call right now, but for myself, and I started to this weekend, I've been kind of just doing some little buys here, like a little buy, a little buy, a little buy. I'm kind of betting on a bit of some action next week. I think so. I think the whale's been loading up on this low volume, throwing out some manipulations like this, to wreck longs and shorts, definitely. So there you go. And Bitcoin in general has that downwards trend going. 2-hour charts below the 200 moving average right now in the 314. I mean, in general, it's just not really an inspiring chart. And I think that I just personally think we're just seeing a setup. This is a 45-minute chart here for a coming week where we might see some nice action. I mean, here on the 45-minute chart, we've been in a squeeze for a while. The squeeze indicator shows right there with those white crosses. We're in the green, but kind of indifferent in the green. ADX is starting to move up. Directional index is kind of trending down, but it is in the green. A little bit of volume coming in. Anyway, we need very little to push back into a very positive range here on the 45-minute chart, which is, immediate price action, but it's a powerful thing to know about. So where are we sitting right now? If we just moved about, even just 2%, we're back in action. We're above these important moving averages. And it very well could be a nice week, and that will probably maybe initially crush the alts. Maybe the alts will ride with it. It's hard to tell. If I was to try to put like a Fibonacci sequence in here, where are we at? Let's look at the Fib here. Let's just go down here. Sorry about that. That didn't work very well. Let's grab that. Let's go down here for the Fib sequence. Let's look at this thing. I mean, look at that. It's sitting right there on the 236, and look at that. The 2382 made a real prominence here. You can see it. And the .5 fits. So this Fib is very, very legit. Definitely the 382 is right there on the 200 moving average. .5 is right above the 314. So what are we going to see happen here? I'll admit I don't like trading anywhere in here. All these ranges are always just kind of crap. I don't like it. It's just it's a flaccid location for trading in my opinion. But let's just keep an eye on this thing and let's see what happens. Let's see if I can actually pull a 4-hour chart in here to get some more mojo. get some more volatility showing here. Even the 614 came in, the 618 golden pocket was relevant. So, are we going to have a continuation or what? It's anybody's guess. I mean, here on the 4-hour chart, we're below the 200 moving average. So I don't know. I'm going to watch the 45-minute chart. Yeah, really, I'm going to have some indicator. I'm going to have some alerts set. I'm watching this 45-minute chart here for a 200 moving average break. Already right here, you can see the this green diamond means all the they call this the what is this called? This is called the Super Guppy indicator. You can find it over at Bitcoin Daily View. There's a couple. There's a lot of versions of this. Let's see. Guppy, is it not there? I thought it was there. Super. Oh, it is there. Super trend. I want Super Guppy. How about Guppy? One sec. So I can find this for you. I think I want to make sure it's Madrid. And there we go. Madrid moving average ribbon. This is definitely one to check out. I pretty much use the default tunings on this, but my mind's kind of all tricked out a little bit over time. I'm going to try to share like the Bitcoin Daily View template or templates. I think that can be done, but I need to use indicators that are publicly available like this. Because some of mine are a little bit, tricked out, cool stuff. That you got to know somebody to get access to those. But anyway, I'll put that in the live chat right now. So all the Madrid ribbon, all the Super Guppy indicators are in the green right now, and that's pretty cool. Like I say, I'm going to put an alert in. Also, let's look at a 15-minute chart. 15-minute has broken above the 314. I'm sorry, the 200. It's battling the 314. 15-minute, it looks pretty darn good. And also you can see here in the 15-minute chart, since we're pulling in some time, you can see this BART pattern that just wrecked shorts and then longs, big time. So what's going to happen as we roll into the week? I don't know. This is just me talking crap, but I kind of think we're going to see a little bit of a run this week. Bitcoin up, a few percent. So let's just see what happens. And there you go. Now, I warn everybody, I always say this is the news part of the show now. So if you could care less, then you can just drop off. Oh, you know what? I mentioned I was going to look at Ethereum because it's so hot. Ethereum, ETH, USD. Let's look on Coinbase. I've been using that lately. I like just looking against USD. 15-minute chart. Let's look at a 45-minute chart. Without a whole lot of effort put into it, I would say that it looks a lot like Bitcoin. So it's not much different there. Oh, we saw Peppy. Where can you get that? Is it on KuCoin? Yeah, it's on KuCoin and Binance, of course. Peppy, strong 4-hour chart. Oh my gosh, look at Peppy. You're probably going to see continuation into the new week. So Peppy looks just wonderful. I think it gave a little bit back over this volatility. Peppy is rocket ship to Pluto. I like what I'm seeing. Let's look at SHIB since we're looking at these things. You can play it on Binance, KuCoin, Coinbase, really? Shiba Inu versus Tether on Coinbase. Let's look there. Why not? SHIB is, you know what? It's weak. Forget it. Let this render. Come on, you can do it. There we go. Yeah, SHIB is just, it's not. It ain't looking too hot. And the other one was what was it? It was Core, right? Core USDT. Where can you get it? Okay, it's on MEX. Let's look on MEXC here. I don't know if I'm MEXC a little bit. Oh, look at that. It's making a break above the 200 moving average here on the 45-minute chart. Been on a bit of a downtrend. Is it really going to do anything, though? I don't know. I think Peppy might be a little bit weak. Let's look at blockchain education real quick. Robert was throwing out some today. Ergo versus Tether. He was saying this has got a definite chance of making an upwards channel. Ergo, Tether. He's on MEXC, daily chart. There you go. You can see it right in front of you. Very powerful. I won't usually throw out our little trade secrets here, but I want people to see it. Now, Pepe, he was saying that Pepe might be on a 4-hour chart. Pepe might be worth checking out. So anyway, guys, a couple of trade secrets there, and then I'll leave it at that. Now, the news, okay? The Davos class is desperate. Okay, Davos. If you know what Davos is, one thing is it's losing popularity. The big players are not going there who used to, which is really good because that means humanity may have a chance of existing in the future outside of the 1984 boot on our neck forever. This degenerate Harari, which some people, I don't know why so many people are enamored with him. He's a transhumanist, evil little crap. But anyway, sorry for my, I guess expressive way of putting things. But he was doing this thing. He was cry-holing about that Bitcoin is evil because it's based on mistrust of the system. Our overlords, which decide our fate. And he thinks that we should all worship, like basically, his transhumanist agenda thing. He's like, why don't you want the boot on your neck forever? Bitcoin means you distrust the system, which we want you to trust. And that hurts my feelings. And therefore, we're sending the SWAT team to black bag you and you're going to disappear. So anyway, that's Harari's take on it. And when this guy gets upset and cries, it makes me like happy in a place so deep. And I have so much happiness. And I think that this little guy, this degenerate being upset, and if you thought Sapiens was a good book, you're an intellectual dullard. Okay, sorry. Sometimes we need to just be beaten on, not be able to save face. You were wrong if you think this guy is an intellectual. He's just a clown. Anyway, and his book was manufactured, not published. Okay, so anyway, no one bought that garbage. And people who did and actually read it and were impressed are, like I say, intellectual dullard. Anyway, with that said, this guy being upset means to me more than anything. I believe that is hope for humanity. And along with that, is I want everyone to, if they desire to have kids and to have confidence that one day they will play with their grandkids, and I want them to live a life of peace with hope and one that can be made better by their efforts in a society that betters itself by its efforts. I really do want a utopian world for everyone. And I believe that's possible. And what makes that impossible is monsters like him. And so when I see him upset and life's not going his way, thank you, God. It's a sign we have a future. Okay, Major X Flare, another Major X Flare. So much space with her recently, and we just had another big poof. Oh, wild. Man, you know what? I like it. So we're seeing Aurora Borealis where we haven't seen it. It's even been here in Phoenix, which is wild. I didn't see it because there's too much light pollution where I'm at, but I don't know. Anyway, the space weather continues. We're not quite so G5 as we were. We're not quite so hyper in the space weather as we were, but still, if you're feeling funny this weekend, you're all right. It's an okay thing. A lot of crazy cosmic energy coming in, and we're all lucky that our roofs are not on fire. So, but another big X-class flare, there's still a chance. This guy here is great. Chuck's astrophotography is so badass. If you want some fun, follow this guy's channel. I'll put it in the live chat. And so fun. And this guy here, he's actually has a telescope out front, and he's watching the sun. And then he has that feed. He's live streaming it, and there's a sunspot that just went poof. And so anyway, we'll see. Maybe this one is the one that's going to like fry the power grid, And I don't think so. I don't quite think so. I don't think it quite works that way. But this is big stuff. It's been a G5 solar storm, so just drink some water, walk barefoot in the grass. You got to work off that charge, and it's also a great time for intuition. And just tell your mommy you love her, even if she's not physically here anymore, because right now we're charged, and you have a direct connection with the magnetosphere, which is the Akashic records, which is where all of our collective consciousness and memory actually is. So with that said, Paul Ader out here in Phoenix, he ran out. This is here near Phoenix. These are saguaro cactuses, and this is Aurora Borealis. A saguaro with the background of that, and isn't that beautiful? So things you may have never thought you would see, we have just seen. And along with that, I think things we're seeing that we may not have ever seen before are really a beautiful hope for humanity. And for me, one of the things that's making me happy is this guy here crying. Because remember, Bitcoin truth seekers, beautiful people. Every time you buy a Bitcoin Satoshi, even one, you make a piece of shit globalist cry like this degenerate. So take care. And I'll see you guys. I'm trying to get these out every damn day, whether it's morning or night. I will get them out. So I've missed 2 so far. My goal for 1 every day this month, but we're going to keep this rolling. So take care.